No! It's 5:55. No. I surrender. I surrender. Hi, everybody. Hello. So, speaking of 5:55, I guess that's my karma because I accidentally, unintentionally caught Reem at 5:55. And here she is. That's Reem's sound. Doo-doo-doo. Hold up. Hey, Corey. I was literally going to talk about how awesome and amazing you are, and how I'm just so completely blown away, at a loss for words. Just like, wait, the people who have come into my life. So thank you again for earlier today, because, whoo, I've been working through that one for a minute now. Um, so what I want to do though is I watched Reem's Virgo reading earlier today. There she is. Hey, Reem. Oh, snap. No problem. Yeah, Corey was like, "How are you doing?" I'm like, "IDK, lol." And he just like really talked me through it in a way that I got emotional at one part. I was like, I was just I was listening, I was taking it in, and I was like emotional, and I was like, it's fine. But anyway, yeah. I'm just like, sometimes I'm like, or not sometimes. One day, and I told Reem about it. I was like, I feel like a novice or something. Like I don't, but I do. And it's interesting. It's an interesting experience that I'm glad to be having. Um, so actually, Reem, I was watching your Virgo reading earlier, and you were like, the High Priestess, when she comes out, you needed this before you channel the gate more. That gate, I'm like, I don't know what that gate is going to be, but if Goddess Aya is like, let me tell you like what you're made from. Before I tell you anything else, let me tell you how you came into existence. I'm like, okay, all right. So like, what we about to talk about? What's going on? Thank you. It's ooh, and there's it's I'm gonna be a little candid. It's like, and I found this. I had this dragon ring that I got a while ago, but it doesn't fit me anymore. I'm like, you got you got scared. Okay, all right. So, as I was saying, I was watching the Virgo reading earlier today, and Reem was like, I feel like I'm all over the place. So lately, it's been this thing where I've noticed it's interesting as I've been coming upon newer territories, and as I found myself in a community of light, I feel like the lights of other people around me are sort of like they've been doing this weird thing with my shadow, right? It's like how if you have a spotlight on you in a certain direction, or if you have multiple spotlights on you, how you can sort of cast like multiple shadows. And so it's been a little bit of like continuing to show up in those spaces and not let those shadowy things win, and to just incorporate, integrate. It's accelerating the process is being accelerated. There are things that I didn't even necessarily know about, there are things that I did necessarily know about, that I didn't want to necessarily know about, that I had to sit down and find out about, or Corey sat me down so I could find out about. And just, I don't know, it's expediting. things, and it's good. It's amazing, and I'm glad to have the opportunity. I'm so glad I opened myself up to connect with people and to come out of that isolatory space. Like the community and the love is like, and also like the insight and the like the space that's held. I'm just like, oh my gosh. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm just so thankful. I'm like, okay. Thank you. Yeah, it was okay. My head's gonna hurt. Yeah, yeah. I know. I shared a little. I shared that with you the other night. I was like, but then that Virgo reading that Reem did earlier, where we're bringing those shadows to the light, we're integrating our light into our shadow, being a wholer being, and then everything that opens up. So, speaking of that Virgo reading, Reem said that the high priestess, when she comes out with the sun or the moon, or and just in general, she's taking on a different meaning right now. So, me being Patrick, I'm like, okay, well, like, let me throw down around the high priestess. I'm using the Spirit Keeper's tarot. Ooh, the lovers is there. I'm using the Spirit Keeper's tarot. I'm gonna pull the high priestess. I'm gonna look at what's before and after her, and then I'm going to look at what's before and after the sun and before and after the moon to see like what we can see about the path ahead and to see what we can't see about the path ahead and maybe get like some context based upon what we see. Ooh, the keeper in the chariot. Okay. Based upon what we see and what we don't see, maybe we can figure some things out. But also sometimes there can be a danger of us trying to peer too far ahead sometimes, because then we start to project a belief onto it and it can warp it. And so it's very like loose. Like anything that comes out around the moon is loose right now. Don't put too much of anything on it because we don't want to constrict it in a way that it's meant to be more or it's meant to go beyond. So for that reason, I'm going to put the title card back in the deck. Because if the title card comes out, then that's my most definitely like don't. So okay, I need a few cards because I'm looking around the moon. If the Two of Swords comes out, I'm not gonna take it. The Two of Swords is gonna be like the just wait and see how it unfolds. The Six of Swords will also be that because it's about the journey. The Eight of Cups will be that for a similar reason. And also the Ten of Wands. So let's see. It was. Shadows are with light, but still shadows. They're just with the light now. Yeah. So I feel like my neck has started hurting. Oh, look, the Three of Pentacles. Okay. That's my portal card, I guess. I don't know. All right. Just to like give her the option to, to tell me to STFU. Give her a few options. Ooh, the Ace of Swords and Justice. This is interesting because justice, it's a point in time in which we're balancing aspects of ourselves, and once we come into a good enough balance, we get granted this sword. Like she gives us this sword when we pass whatever this test is, and then it's like the Ace of Swords again. So it's like it's being almost presented in a way right now. Thank you, Denise. I try. I think I do a pretty good job of cultivating space. I discovered that a few years ago. I was like, wow, my space is like good. And I opened my windows up earlier today just to get some like air in here. If you can hear the fan, it's because I needed more circulation. But anyway, I'll give it. Oof, well. What was lost? Oh, all three of them. I'm not. No. No extra cards today. I'm sorry. My brain is not here. My brain isn't here. I can't do it. I can't do it. MySpace over Facebook. MySpace. See, the beauty about MySpace is that you had more customization options. Like you can change the background, you can put on your playlist, but like you had the thing where you can select like who your top friends were. On Facebook, they just randomize it. No stress, no drama. Um, MySpace is like, oh, like who's gonna be my top friend? I'm like, can I just select a randomized option, please? Thank you, Interfire. Welcome, welcome. Tom on top eight all day, every day. Tom was like actually cool. Mark ain't friends with me on Facebook. I'm just, I'm just okay. All right. High Priestess. I know I'm encroaching on them realms. Also, if the Queen of Cups comes out, the Queen of Cups she's the card that gives me mean side eye whenever I start going into spaces that I'm not supposed to be in. There are some sacred spaces, and she guards those spaces. And those are spaces of discovery. So, okay. I'll give it two more. I'm not doing any. Oh my gosh. I just said I'm not. The Contender and Holy Water. The Five of Wands and the Ace of Cups. I'll just mention it. Oh my gosh. My head is already starting to hurt. So this group of cards came out, and the title card is on the end. And they're all face down. The Angel, the Mason, the Tower, Sacred Cinnabar, the Memory Keeper, and the Emperor. The Angel came out in the cards that came out earlier when I was like, I'm not taking these. So the Angel, the Mason, and the Tower. The Mason it's an energy of like building pathways. It's bridges, it's connection. And then we have the Tower here. This is feeling like a route of escape. That's what this is feeling like. It feels like we're in this tower energy, and out of the corner of our eye, there's like something that glistens. It's like a door with an angel that pops out that she's like, come through, like, come in here, right? And it feels like that shortcut energy again. And then we have Sacred Cinnabar, the Memory Keeper, and the Emperor. This, oh my gosh, my head, my brain. This is the energy of what those light codes and those frequencies that put us here. They're like these are old with the Memory Keeper, like old, very close to the soul. That knowledge is sort of coming back. And it's almost like wisdom is the application of that knowledge. And see, like I feel this like tenseness like in the back of my neck. It's funny that it's the destruction frequencies because they've been haunting me. Corey knows about it. Like when that Shiva, like when we were when I was in your live mandala reading earlier, and someone was like, the energy of Shiva is here. I was like, oh my gosh. But I've worked through it. Again, shout out to Corey for talking me through it. Thank you. But it's like this information and this knowing is coming back. And it feels like it's a kingmaker frequency. Have you said that, Corey? Kingmaker. Whatever this is. And it's interesting because the angel has these rays of light that go out in all directions, and then we see it coming in with this Ace of Swords. So, what's liberating us from this tower moment, what's building out this sort of gateway, is whatever this sacred knowing is that's resurfacing. And the title card is here. So it's whatever this is, it's huge. Whatever it is. Hey Albie, how you doing? I mean, I already feel the tension in my neck. But if you want to talk about it later, let me just mod y'all real quick. So the reason why I don't have mods is because whenever I get trolls, I prefer to ignore them until it's like a fire. You just let it burn itself out, and then they get bored because you don't respond and they go away. And if you block them, then they come back with more accounts, and then it's like the mods have to keep up with the trolls. And I'm like, okay, well, if we just let them go, they'll burn themselves out. They'll go away. But now I don't have to like approve the messages. Right there, you go. So what'd you say? Ow. All right. It hasn't happened in a while, though. We only talked about the creation of life, right? Oh, the star and the archangel of mysteries. Okay. All right. Oh my gosh. My neck is getting so tense. My stomach is starting to get a little queasy. Oh, I love that cut. All right. If I can get 3 of these in without a card falling out, then I'll be good. That was 2. Oh. The title card was literally the only card that flipped over. New World Order and the Grotesque. This is the second time the title card has come out. And I said if the title card comes out, it's my STFU card, right? I guess I'm not. Hey, Penelope. I guess I'm not allowed to dig into this. Right? Because it was like literally at the end of the last shuffle before I would have like gone looking for the priestess and the sun and the moon. It's like I got hit with the title card. So we're not going to look at the moon, but we will look at the sun. Right? Yeah, we can do that. Okay. So we're not going to look at the moon side of the priestess, but I'll look at the sun side. Earlier today, I was like, it kind of came in last night or within the past few days. The Nocturne, the Politic, and the Archangel of Glory are at the bottom of the deck. The Nocturne is, you can think of it as 3D, 5D Earth, Old Earth, New Earth. The Politic, it's the space of 3 wise men coming together to receive a prophecy. And the Archangel of Glory is here. Angel of Art and Grace. I feel like the Angel of Art and Grace. Hey, Mimi. I feel like the Angel of Art and Grace, it's coming out as this energy of like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what this prophecy is. Come on. It doesn't matter what this prophecy is. It doesn't matter what the high priestess has to say. because what's most important right now is almost like the integrity that we carry ourselves with. It's like it's not in the destination, it's in the process. And it almost goes back to that energy of becoming. See, and the thing about the grotesque is there are things that we sort of separate ourselves from. And this goes lends towards what I was talking with Corey about earlier, about how there was like this aspect of me that I feel like a lot of like guilt and shame got projected onto me. And then I projected that guilt and shame onto that aspect of myself. And then that aspect of myself almost took it in a way, to the point where lately, as I'm becoming more whole within me, it almost surrenders what it has to offer because of how I made it feel. But it's this energy of like, if that's the relationship, okay, girl, calm down. It's this energy of like, if that's the relationship that I have with that aspect, then it affects how things play out in that space, because it's not a relationship of like mutual love. It's almost, it's kind of sort of narcissistic, right? It's like you should feel bad for what you did, and so you owe this to me type of energy. When in reality, like, did that aspect really do anything? It's like, no. But this is the things, it's the space of the things that we leave behind to fit into the world and to fit into society that make us powerful and unique. That again, we sort of sacrifice, and then it gets hidden under this body of water. So there's the water that holds all of this dormant magic within us. And it's the sunlight, going back to the mandala earlier, it's the sunlight almost like bringing this into sort of focus. It's illuminating this, and it illuminates the corresponding pieces within ourselves that are tied to that magic or those aspects. But it lies again in our ability to sort of mend those bonds. And if we can do that successfully, we come into this new world order energy, where we see another one of the rays from the angel card, right? That's a little bit why it's like it's more about the process, and it's more about like the self stuff rather than the external stuff, like the what is coming. But we'll see. We'll see. Ooh, okay. I get to see the cards, and the moon just came out, so y'all don't know, but I know. I'm not allowed to say. And look, justice came out right after. So, what's around this? The Knight of Pentacles and Justice are outside of the moon energy, which again, it's like it's more about the process right now. The rest is like it will be given. And it's what Reem was saying, is she was like, can you trust in the path that is unmarked? It's not that it's necessarily unwritten, it's just that you don't know what it is yet. And it also reminds me of another thing that Corey was saying earlier today to me for some reason. I don't remember why. My brain is like slipping. Ooh. Okay. So what came out around the priestess? It's the Mason again. Also, I can barely speak today. So, the path unfolds as you progress, like a road. Yeah, exactly. Ariel, I followed you on Instagram last night because I know you said you wanted to like have like my number or a place where you could DM me. We learn forwards. Yeah, we learn forwards and understand backwards, assembling the pieces at the end of the path. My head is starting to hurt. My neck is starting to get so tense. It's fine. So what came out around the priestess, it's the Mason, Three of Pentacles, and the joyous one, Ten of Cups. We're building this bridge, building this pathway to like ultimate fulfillment. And what's interesting is the card around the moon is the Ace of Cups. This cup, that's the only card I'm going to tell you. This cup, the ace that is this in the 10, it's on the path that the high priestess isn't showing us. The dark side of the high priestess is holding that cup, but she's telling us up front that what we're building towards, what we're working towards is this. And it reminds me, I think it's the 10 of Hearts. It's a stargate that leads to fantastic places or something like that. So that's why I pulled out the Diceology deck, and I'm going to see what's around that card. Let's see. That card was coming out a lot at one point in time. Yeah, it is the Ten of Hearts. Okay. I know my deck, kind of, a little bit. Your neck is so tense with the mild headache. It's the big light blast. I am feeling you there, Ariel. And I'm starting to get a little, like, nauseous. A little bit. But it's fine. So the cards that came out, it's a Stargate that leads to fantastic places, correcting what has been misused and stabilizing timelines. That's this energy. So maybe we're wobbling in and out of this. But since this is such a light timeline, it accentuates shadow as we wobble into it. That's what it feels like. It feels like this light amplifies shadow because it's brighter. It's like if the sun all of a sudden got brighter, right? The shadows would be more intense or whatever. I don't know. You want to go back to the angel with the trapdoor. Oh. Harmonization point. Exactly. And I think you said that too. So, where form and function aligned, the power of words to brighten and terraform, the Three of Hearts on one side, and the King of Clubs, where feminine and masculine meet, the conception of innocence, nesting, and preparation on the other side. So we have this energy. It's exactly that harmonization point. On one side, it's where form and function align. On the other side, it's where feminine and masculine meet. Okay. The cards that came out around the sun, it's the Archangel Commander and the Stronghold of the Veil. This is the part of the path that the priestess is willing to unveil. Archangel Commander, for me, very Jira. I saw Eve's Jira. I'm still kind of avoiding Jira a little bit, but with that union aspect, it feels like there's an energy of binding, but not in a bad way. And every time Reem is like, Goddess Aya is binding, I'm like, binding? But then it's like, you bind energies into a letter and you bind letters together to create a word, and some words are names. And so we can embody different properties of different things and string them all together to make a name, just like how we have different aspects, right? But the Archangel Commander, it feels like us or what we become. And look, the sun is the warrior and the archangel commander. And there's almost this energy with the stronghold of the veil that's like, see yourself embodying this energy on earth. And I sent Reem a message after the soup. Yeah. You had soup earlier. I've been craving soup. See, the food got me again. Reem was saying it earlier. Yeah. I sent Reem the message after the live. And I was like, it's almost this energy of like you don't know what you're made of. Like you don't know all of the power that is like within you. You don't know the literal majesty that makes up the atoms and molecules in your body that facilitates all of your functionings, the same thing that the entirety of the universe is made of. And I think so often we come into this like spiritual or energetic oneness, but it's almost like there's a whole physical element of oneness that we're neglecting. Oh, wait, I wasn't looking for it. Never mind. And at the bottom of the deck, Deja Vu just hit huge cross point of weaving. I'm about to heat up some broccoli and cheese soup. I almost bought broccoli and cheese soup when I was at the store, but it wasn't on sale, so I didn't buy it. Goddess Aya, she did. And the bottom of the deck is the stronghold of the flame. So we get a bottom of the deck message, which is going to be this card. LOL. So my message for the bottom of the deck was another message. I feel like going back to Goddess Aya, there's a communication between fire and water, almost in the sun with the water and the magic energy. If I pull out the third page, I'm going to flip. Okay. The conservator, the protector. When Russell did his reading, the one where he got back from the great am I? What if it was like Goddess Aya, low key? Like you remember when I pulled those cards for you and like the video literally shut down? And I was like, okay, I guess it's just for you then. When Russell did that video after he got back from the Great Dolmen, it's the one I rewatched when he's like, I'm not really here. I know I look like I'm here, but I'm not here. And then he gives a hearty laugh because the ancient ones come out. There's some point in that video where he talks about earth and fire. And that's the beginning of the combination of earth and fire that started coming out for me. And even Reem, like today, she got earth and fire. And I saw one of those dragon cards yesterday, the dragon of earth and fire. And earth and fire were the two messengers that came out. Right? This was at the bottom of the deck. This came out on the other side of the sun. Fire led us to water, and water led us to the conservator, which is like the protector of earth. Like all elements are present here. And so there is also an element of, there's an energy of like elemental mastery. And it's interesting because it feels like his third eye is like cracked. So I don't know if that was like, but it feels like with that cracked third eye, it's like it's able to. I don't know. I see like an eyeball, like a rift popping up in the universe, and an eyeball just like coming out of it, and it's like the eye from this card. Sun in Capricorn. We're in Cancer season, so that's halfway around the wheel. It's all the elements today. Water let us land. Vulcan Tower energy to rearrange. Ooh. Earth, wind, and fire. mm. I can feel my headache just like right in here. Okay. So the message from the stronghold of the veil, that is Windhorn, the wolf that howls at the moon. I think that was in Windhorn. I would have to ask Rob. What's the message of the stronghold of the veil? Thank you. Guess what's at the bottom of the deck? The necromancer, the moon. So the high priestess doesn't want us to know what's on her dark side, but she wants to slip a little shoulder type of energy. Like, okay, girl, all right, whatever. The shining quarry. So the page brought the night, and there's this scarab beetle that is very reminiscent of solar deities, right? So it could be. And it's interesting that Inner Fire said the horned ones. And I know it's probably the jaws of the scarab, but it feels like the horns of the scarab. That takes me back to the initiate of realms. You feel like someone's putting a thread in your third eye right now. So you can weave it. So you can use your third eyesight to start to weave things as you see them, not as you see them. You know? It's interesting because the shining quarry, in a way, would be looking over at the necromancer. Oh, because there's a scarab in both cards. Okay. What am I weaving? It's Aya. She's the eye witch. And you're like, the eye witch? What does that even mean? I guess Reem is about to find out. Hey, Reem is about to find out, and then you can let us know in the Gate 5 reading. Speaking of the eye witch, like, for some reason, I think it's just the headdress, but it reminds me of like a third eye on the top of her headdress. I don't know. This makes sense. This is the light side of the priestess, right? The light side of the priestess is somehow taking us over to the dark side of the priestess, or it's informing us of the dark side of the priestess. And I feel like that is this energy. There's this bridge or a tunnel that's being created between light and dark side of the priestess's energy, or it's maybe in our understanding of her energy, because like it's already complete where she is, but it's like it's being complete for us. So it's this energy of like where her light meets her shadow. And something is born there. Earlier today, Corey told me that if I continue to have a narrative of I don't know, it directly conflicts with the knowing that I have. And so, where the knowing and the not knowing meet, it creates a void space. But I don't think there's not a void space here. Something is born here. Yeah. Okay. All right. I don't think I'm supposed to share this part. Something is being born between the light and the dark of the priestess. I don't think it's she sees something being born at the intersection of light and dark. And this is the thing that we sort of make our way towards, if that makes sense. I feel like I'd see like this. I feel like right here in my vision, like there's this really bright light. I'm like, okay. Void is the start of creation. It's also the womb and seeds. Your throat feels tingly. The priestess honors the scarab whose labor is rolling the ball of dung, but it's the bringer of the next day's sun, so closes and opens. I like that the scarab the scarab's labor is rolling the ball, because I know there was a Sisyphean energy. Maybe it came up in one of Rob's readings, and I know it came up recently. Sisyphus was the one who was tasked with rolling the boulder up the hill, and every time it would get like almost there, it would roll back down. And so there is an energy there of like things that are not for us to do. Like it's the scarab's job. And we sort of see that, right? Because here the scarab is chasing the orb. Maybe the scarab, then this would be an eclipse. Okay. Void isn't really void, but infinite potential. This void, however, this void feels void. It feels like it could be void. There's a light here. And this, it goes back to that energy that came out a while ago of like a light hole or a white hole. And that's why this tunnel is here. The tunnel is here sort of symbolizing the other side, right? In this reality, dark is the absence of light and cold is the absence of heat. But on the other side, yeah, on the other side, see, on the other side, light is the absence of dark and heat is the absence of cold. So it's like there's something actually being born in a white hole, but it's making its way scarab magic. Scarab magic is pushing it through to this side. That's why this moon doesn't feel like it's at nighttime. If that makes any sense. Scarabs also represent rebirth and renewal. Is this the trailer to the Lion's Gate? The gates build up to the Lion's Gate. Dung beetles navigate and roll their dung in the daylight using the sun. During the nighttime, they use the light of the moon. Yeah, it feels like, I don't know what that would mean. Eve, hey, that's what this feels like, because it's like, as I'm seeing it, it's like this space where light and dark collide, but instead of it being like a black hole, instead of it being a void space, there's this like this brilliant flash of light. And it reminds me of the Seven of Swords card in the Mystical Dreams Tarot, where there's a portal and then someone's like coming through. Girl, why not? Why not? This also reminds me of, here it is. So the eclipse energy in this moon card, because it's almost like this beetle has pushed the moon in front of the sun. And so this is actually like in the daytime. And since it's night in the daytime, there's this portal for things to come through. It's like, because usually these things, something about light cycles and day cycles, okay? And look, she's parting the veils, and then again we have this Three of Pentacles energy with this gateway. Something is opening and coming through. Take it as it resonates. What? I'll take it. I forgot that I went looking for the Three of Swords and saw the moon was here. I'm taking it because this Emperor is here. And the Emperor, remember, the Emperor was what we got, that Ace of Swords, and then it led to something, and then it led to the Emperor. At the bottom of the deck right now, it's the Ace of Cups, the Emperor, Death, and the Captor. In this deck, the Captor and the Angel are the same energy, but the Captor is the angel bound, right? And you remember in the Angel card, those rays of light, Death is following the light to this captured angel. And when it frees that angel again, it puts us back in this Emperor energy. One second. I am doing a lot better after my talk with Corey today. Corey set me straight today. You just Googled it and it said Egyptians believe that dung beetles were solar deities. Scientists put things over the beetles' eyes and they used the Milky Way to orient themselves. See, I feel like that's that energy. That's the eye witch energy. Here. Right? It's like it was like this rift in the universe and it would crack open and there's an eye just like somewhere. It's able to view like way far out. It gets a much, much bigger perspective. This could also be some other stuff. So that doesn't help me, which is fine. What? Oh, I'm never touching. Not that I ever touched dung beetle dung before, but I'm definitely not touching it now. That's why the Egyptians called them solar deities. They had a strange life cycle. Oh, there goes my mouse. Right off the bed. It's fine. Take a break. You deserve it. See, there's something in the back of this Emperor card. We have fire and ice. We have the moon and the sun. This element of fire again. The Ankh and the Pentacle. I don't know what that is. This is that balance again. Why did I pull this deck out? The Seven of Swords. Yeah, I respect the beetle, but I ain't missing. Let's see. Let's see if I can find the Seven of Swords. Not to get too caught up in this, but oh, I forgot about this card. The Seven of Cups. Remember that one? From Albus? Mine too, Penelope. Mine too. I'm like, okay. This Four of Cups is almost reminiscent of that Seven of Swords. Almost. It's the space of what we're creating. It wasn't in that half of the deck. I gotta look in the other half of the deck. You see the Ankas representing the Godhead. What? Penelope is your daughter's name. Oh, that's cute. I like the name Penelope. I feel like Penelope was in Greek mythology somewhere. Here it is. Oh, okay, work. I don't understand all of this though. That's fine. Some things are meant to be unraveled, right? So the Emperor coming out with this Ace of Cups is reminding me of this fella. See how he's like exiting this portal with that big old cup right there? And the sword. That was the Ace of Swords with the Angel card. Okay. The cards around it, the Spirit of Pentacles and the Five of Cups. This Spirit of Pentacles, it's giving me. It's not the energy of Goddess Aya, but it feels like this is the bridging and the connection that she started to initiate today by giving us like the elemental sort of breakdown. Okay. Fire and ice must always be present for alchemy and making the Philosopher's Stone. You don't know anything beyond that at all. I feel like it's been opening. Reem started this when she did Gate 1 and she didn't even know. I'm playing. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So I don't know how this works. No problem. So this dove, is the same. I feel. Oh my gosh. As this Ace of Cups. And look, there's two fish going this way and then two fish going this way. In this Ace of Cups, they're going in the same direction, but in this Five of Cups, they're going in opposite directions, right? And the dove is, it's like it's descending with force instead of it sort of descending peacefully. And it reminds me of the piece that was here, or the piece that is here. I've been like such a fan. Oh my gosh. I wish I could just like rotate my torso like 360 degrees. Just like go all the way around. Because, oh my gosh. And then you see this little crescent moon to get that shape. See, this is why I'm like something about what Goddess Aya came out with today. I'm like if we have to break it all the way down to the basics, like what is coming? Because it's like in order to get this crescent moon, we'd have to turn this on its side. Like that. Like it's not even a full like 90 degree. It's like some odd angle. But this is an equalizing force. Because when it's like this, there's no above and no below. It's all on the same plane. And I think that's a part of it. So of course the priestess wants to come out and like she want to come out and say a whole bunch of stuff that might not make any sense or that we have. I mean, but it's the priestess, right? I don't go to high priestess energy expecting to receive a message that makes sense in the moment. You know what I mean? Oh, this is me. Oh my gosh. This is what I was talking about. When I was talking about how there's that aspect of me that's held the burden of all of the shame and all of the guilt and all of the this and all of the that. That's why it's like I'm seeing its back. Oh, snap. Forget this card. Look at the space he's like coming out of. And he is determined. He is like, we's about to get some stuff done. I've been off my throne for too long. Things have gone so far off center. He's like, no, 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 no more. Feels like the conservator has been snitching. See, while Emperor, was it gate 3? No, gate 2, where the divine masculine energy was in a corner of the universe. So he's been in this corner of the universe getting himself right. Meanwhile, the whole time the conservator been snitching. That's why his eye connects to like this is the eyes of this emperor energy. And they're both 4. So somebody been snitching, and this emperor is like, we're about to clean all that up. Maybe take it as it resonates. Okay, let me see. Let me see what I missed. I don't have my mouse anymore because it fell on the floor. Come on, mouse. Where you at? He's been getting himself ready. And yeah, he's like, what y'all been doing in the divine feminine energy? What y'all been doing into my empress? While I've been away, y'all supposed to take care of her. Woo! It's fine. I saw you wearing a necklace in your past life regression, and it had a crescent moon turned up like that. Oh snap! In that direction, it's the bull's horn. Oh, okay. It's also a boat. Okay. I mean, like Papa GOT. I mean, we could. The bull's horn is interesting because that's the Ten of Swords, and that's what came out the other day. The Ten of Swords in this deck, it's the Winds of Change, and how they blow. It's literally right here. Oh, that's so funny. So let me see if I can recreate this. Let me see if I can remember this one. So this is how this was. Seven of Swords, Five of Cups, the Sorcerer, and then the Ten of Swords with the Bull's Horn. And like the Winds of Change opening this portal, there are certain like whatever these frequencies are coming back. And then on the other side, I love this. It's literally Lionsgate. And this is the Three of Cups, that Three of Hearts energy. And here we see again, like there's the full moon and then there's the crescent moon. Mm. This is a card we've been seeing a lot lately. The Spirit of Swords. And then there's the masculine energy at the chessboard. Again, he's already got his crown. He just has to remember that it's on his. I don't know. Because then there. And the Lionsgate is a new moon. It's the new moon in Leo this year. And you can see the lion almost has that newer moon in its paws. And that palace up there, that Malkuta de Shemaya, the Kingdom of Light or whatever. I saw a video like one time, okay? Don't ask me questions. I don't know. It came into my experience and I let it go. I got it, I let it go. I could have studied it, sure, but I didn't. Okay, I didn't. I want to read the Spirit of Pentacles. Cancer to Leo is a crazy flip. Is that a Gandanta? I think that's Gandanta in Vedic astrology when you move from water to fire, but in Vedic astrology it would probably be like Gemini into Cancer, so it would be different. But okay, Three Swords, flip Three Cups. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, please no more fours. So let's see, Spirit of Pentacles, where you at? I didn't necessarily. Well, I guess I did. The Spirit of Pentacles. The Spirit of Pentacles is represented by the Axis Mundi, the tree of life with roots going deep into the earth and branches rising high into the upper realms of consciousness. Where'd it go? I already put the card back. Alfheimer is at the top of the tree. It's the land of the light elves that look like that sort of castle in the sky. The light of the sun and the oh my gosh, Reem, listen to this. Or anybody who's in Reem's live, listen to this. So, I'll start at the beginning. The Spirit of Pentacles is represented by the Axis Mundi, the tree of life with roots going deep into the earth and branches rising high into the upper realms of the consciousness. The light of the sun and the watery depths of the moon are established and foster growth and health. So there's your sun and your water. There you go. The light of the sun, the watery depths of the moon. I just thought, oh, that's cute. LOL. The seeker is a true student of life. As the branches continue to grow and extend beyond the heights, so do the roots spread beneath the ground, seeking new places to settle and migrate. The Spirit of Pentacles propagates from his place of origin as the innocent makes the journey from birth through the many places of learning. The seeker is urged to understand that there is a time to stand firm as well as a time to move. They must not cave in to pressures of lower standards or expectations, but neither should they stay bound to dry and decaying beliefs which, like dead branches, yield no life. In addition, they should not dismiss the ancestral wisdom of their roots, which benefits the flowering upon the boughs. The tree of life faces them directly, yet they may look either to the past or the future, unwilling to face what is necessary to move ahead. The past can be helpful only if the unproductive is discarded. Likewise, looking too far into the future can be fruitless. The student learns and grows, participating in activities that bring him or her, that bring them truth. And I feel like literally that, like, the past can be helpful only if the unproductive is discarded. Likewise, looking too far into the future can be fruitless. The student learns and grows, participating in activities that bring them truth. Like, that's what all of this was. That's that energy of, like, it's about the process. It's not about what comes out in the end. It's about what you do as you go there. And when I pulled, it's after Robin Ream went live and did the Hell Cycle. And I came on, I pulled cards. It was like Tear, Hell, and Sif, I think. And then I rolled the dice. And the energy of that initiate of realms, where we're taking all of this sort of like spiritual knowledge and going off of gate 4, just like this entry said, it's like we're binding that knowledge. It's like we're binding our current knowledge to ancestral knowledge, to the understanding of where we exist on earth in the physical. And we're weaving all of that together to make whatever high priestess is telling us about. And that energy is here in this. Where are you? Where you go? Here. From the Page of Pentacles to the Knight of Pentacles. This is all about knowing how all of these different spiritual processes and beliefs and the knowledges and the wisdom, as well as things that you can only learn and experience being incarnate on earth in the physical plane. Like learning them and then being able to put them together in a way that propels you forward. And it's the Knight of Pentacles, so it's not going to be immediate. But that's the energy. I think that's like our knowledge binding to ancestral wisdom and the light that sparked like Flint and Tinder when they meet. That's like the light and the dark side of the High Priestess. Oh, dark side of the High Priestess is like all that ancestral stuff that was like forgotten. Light side of the High Priestess is what we get from this side, and when they meet, that's when the tunnel opens up. Boom. There you go. But we have to do our part to build out on this side, right? The Three of Pentacles is a card of collaboration, so they can't do it for you. Okay, work. All right. Yeah. All right. We get it? That makes sense? Does that make sense? I feel like it does. I feel like I need enough of what, like, yeah, okay. All right, thank you. No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not, Reem. You got a girl, Miss Reemy Healings. Light of the sun. Wait, where did it say? Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, I was like, what? I already forgot what I read. I'm much better on like the back end of things. So like I sit down and I watch you and I watch Corey and I watch, Rob and LB and Russ and Cindy and everybody else that I watch. And then it all just like sort of sits in the back of my brain and then it just starts to like connect. So I'm a back end worker. So the person on the front lines bringing that information to the forefront, bringing that, allowing that remembrance to rise to the surface of conscious perception. Like I still need you to do that, Reem. Sorry. You just want to know what's happening. I want to say that I'm comfortable in the not knowing. I want to say that I kind of don't want to know what's happening because if these are the messages that we're getting, I'm like, girl, like in my mind, it's like if you have to take me all the way back to the basics, like if I have to understand how I'm composed on an elemental level, that means that you're really about to like blow my mind. Like, what? What? That's like if in gate 7, they're like, remember how in gate 5 we told you what your like chemical composition was? Well, now you can use your mind to restructure all of the atoms in your body and literally change form. You can literally turn into a cat if you want to, because now you know that your atomic composition is pretty similar to that of a cat's, and you have all this junk DNA that you don't know what it's about. Well, hey, you got cat DNA in there. We're going to wake it up. We're going to shift your atoms around and boom. I'm like, wait. Now, I'm a Pisces, okay? I can be dramatic. But that's why I'm just like, what is happening? I don't know. All right, which thanks, Reem. Scarab energy where? Oh. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Yup, you gotta go, Reem. Can't wait to see what you bring back. Yeah. And that's another thing that really helped me understand Mimi when I talked to Corey earlier. Um, it was that, like for me, I process a lot of stuff mentally and sometimes in a feeling space before I can process it mentally. Sometimes like it's mostly feeling, but I'll get something that's mental. But earlier today, it was like I couldn't get a mental grasp on anything. But like if I felt for it, I could feel it. I'm just like, I don't know what's happening. And he's like, well, sometimes the heart processes before the brain or something else. I was like, okay, thank you. That makes sense. Shh, everything's fine. Nothing's happening. Eight cosmic portal is the rebirth of it. Oh, exactly. We're going back to hydrogens and carbons and heliums and everything else. All right. So that's what I got. I am going to get a final card from the vice versas and the SKT and the Diceology. I can't wait for whatever's happening. I'm just going to watch because, like, I'm like, oh my gosh. And apparently, like, not apparently, but y'all remember, like, Rob said that the Valkyries are coming back in August. Me? Channel? I try. I do not succeed. Oh, Ariel, you do. Oh, excuse me. I was watching and you were like, this is why I don't like doing it on camera because sometimes it takes a second. I'm like, girl, if you don't just take your time. Take your time and allow it to come in, allow it to flow. We'll be here. We'll be all right. Just entered the red moon wave spell, aka the divine feminine archetype. I watched LB's Sacred Cycles video earlier. And the red moon cycle is when your cycle starts on the full moon, and she holds a lot of that wild woman energy, which I'm personally a fan of. So, I'm personally a fan of. Big shift coming around the 19th. That's what, a week before? Yeah, 19 plus 7 is 26. So that's a week before Yellow Electric Seed starts. Man, I thought this storm, like Blue Electric Storm, is picking up. I'm like, girl, you're a red moon wild woman. Your cycle is always on the full moon. I was like, I want to know, like, I'm trying to like fit my mom to an archetype, but I don't want to be like, hey mom, like, when do you get your cycle? Okay. I mean, honestly, if I asked her, she might tell me. We kind of have that relationship a little bit. I've never asked her, like, I don't know, but I am curious. I am a little curious. All right. Final message from the vice versa, please. Oh, it's like, you didn't flip any of the cards. Sorry. Yeah, I did it once. Oh, there's the title card. Is it going to come out on top? Nope, it didn't. New moon sacred cycle. So that's the white cycle, right? I think that's the white one. Yours is late and you're hoping you're adjusting to a new lunar cycle. You're usually on the new moon cycle. Well, I know she said that it's like the pink one is if you start on the waning and go to waxing, and then the purple one is if you start on waxing and go to waning or something like that. I don't remember the specifics, but yeah, I remember that, Mimi. You were like, I got mine like on the new moon and the full moon. I'm like, oof. Okay. All right. Final message, please. Girl. Sacred Cycles. It's Untitled Tarot. It's the last video she uploaded, I believe. It's Sacred Cycles. Actually, I'll post the link real quick. I'll grab it and I'll post the link. Post the link. Excuse me. Oh, look, it's literally right here. Literally on my homepage. Can I get the link? Hello? All right, here we go. Copy and paste. You started watching it and then Reem went live, right? The Dark of the Moon, is it? Wait, what? Ooh, the sun. Okay. I'll see you. I can't wait to hear about all of it in the Gate 5 reading. All the best. Love you. XOXO. Hugs. I know there's like what is it, 44 hour, 22 minute, or a 44 hour, 33-minute void moon? At some point, it's a monster void moon. Russ was talking about it. I don't remember when it is, but I have no clue. Here we go. So we have the back of the Queen of Wands and the outside of the Five of Pentacles. See, look. There's a 7-hour void of course moon Saturday. Mm. I just got like, I feel like I had a tickle in my nose. Here's the back of the Emperor again with this energy. It feels like, excuse me. Oh, is that the one with the really, really long 44 hours and 30 odd minutes on the 26th? Yeah, yeah, that's when it is. I was like, oh, snap. Okay. Starting off yellow electric seed with the 44-hour void moon. Okay. I wonder if Blue Lunar Storm gonna be like, nah, y'all ain't done just yet. There's this energy here. This is very much connecting to all of that ancestral, ancient, divine feminine wisdom that's been sort of shut out and almost starving. And it's like it's time to go within and find those, I want to say, like lines of connection within yourself. And it's like, masculine energy is doing the same. You see the back of both of them. Bottom of the deck is the back of the King of Wands. Yeah, what? What is up with that? Back of the King of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Top of the deck is the back of the Queen of Wands. Hello? His throne look a little look at her throne. Now look at his throne. Not to compare, but this is a very Ten of Wands energy. Oh, snap. Y'all see this snake? I didn't even see that snake. That snake is huge. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a Ten of Wands cleansing process. That's what he's doing. Okay, work. All right, what y'all say? Excuse me. You don't see that one on the moon calendar. I don't have a moon calendar either, so I can't tell you. The wisdom of what has suffered too reminds you of Russell's video with Mara. Oh, the day out of time is the blue lunar night, the day before, bringing out inner dreams and whatnot to usher in the yellow electric seed. Cleanse the structure versus sitting in creation. Mmm. This King of Wands may be in the process of his snake may be getting its wings, and that's the ascended shadow energy too, becoming the Quetzalcoatl, right, or Quetzalcoatl, or however you pronounce it. Not to be disrespectful, but I don't know how to pronounce it. Oh, here it is. I was like, where did that book go? All right, let's get one of these. Oh, it's been an hour and a half. Shadow with wings, yeah. When we ascend, it's like ascending the shadow. I know Queen Cup talked about it in one of her shadow work videos like last year or the year before. And it's been coming back lately. No problem. Inner fire. Have a good rest of your day. Let's see. Oh, what? Okay. A bell that brings the physical and intangible into harmony as it pulses out into the universe, collision or cohesion. The day of longest light or night, a garment for all occasions, and filling a gap. Bottom of the deck is stripped bare, a game of charades in a day with no mirrors. Nine of Wands. Excuse me. Thank you. It took you this entire time to make lunch for yourself. What did you? It's 7:20. What? Oh my gosh. What's for lunch? Aw. See, here's that energy again of two things meeting. A bell that brings the physical and intangible into harmony as it pulses out into the universe. The day of longest light or night speaks of solstices, and we just had the summer solstice in the northern hemisphere. Homemade tuna patties. Oh. I personally, I'm not a huge fan of fish. My mom said that when we got a pet fish, then I stopped liking fish. I don't agree, but that's what she said. So she's like, after we got a fish, you stopped liking it. I was like, okay, well, as long as sorry. Solstice, bringing the physical and intangible into harmony. Filling a gap. See that energy of filling a gap reminds me of the back of the Queen of Wands with that Five of Pentacles energy. It's bringing it back. Divine Union Souls 11 said the energy of the day was seeing how we let our past direct it today. A lot of mental energy. "44 hours, 55 minutes. You fry them on a pan mixed with hot sauce, herbs, lemon, egg, flour, etc. It's like a burger, but made out of tuna." Ah. I would try it because I'm adventurous. I'm an adventurous eater now. Hmm. I don't know what I'm. Well, maybe it's some of that. What is this? Not meant to be understood. Okay. The nodes are going to shift into Capricorn and Taurus. I think at the top of next year. You're a super adventurous eater. You eat all the things. I'm like, yeah, no, no. Y'all make salmon patties. I'm like, I'm like, I like what I like, and I don't like a lot of variety. Like, I'll be like, I think I won't like that, so I'm not even gonna try it. My taste buds are not adventurous at all. Okay, so final card from the Spirit Keepers Tarot. But now I'm finding a lot more foods that I do actually like, so I'm glad I want some lentil soup again. Friend or food? Ooh, I hate being reminded that my food was alive. I'm like, no. I'm like, no. Stronghold of the Zephyrs. I've seen this card recently. That's the Eyes of Justice, right? What is your message? What is your message? Herald of the Consummating. Okay. Herald of the Consummating. That it feels like things are gonna be coming together. And this is the person that heralds it. This is the angel that heralds it. Okay, work. Oh, I was staying with my friend, and usually we do like super basic lentil soup. But one day, since we were like team cooking, he made like a lentil soup. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like, I want this lentil. He was like, what was your favorite food? I'm like, the lentil soup. The lentil soup was amazing. This card came out again. That's interesting. So when this card came out, the politic Three of Wands was at the bottom of the deck, In the Three of Wands, three divine masculine energies are coming together. When the Archangel of Glory came out, the Kindred Three of Cups is at the bottom of the deck, where three divine feminine energies are coming together. So it feels like there's a little bit of a council that's happening. Pumpkin kale soup. What? I would try it, I guess. But y'all out of salmon. I feel like that's my best friend all day. She likes some salmon. The Archangel of Glory, the Angel of Art and Grace. And this, okay, this is how we're being sort of like watched right now. It was a little bit of that feeling of us in these spaces. And it's like the wisdom that we're using, the way in which we're carrying ourselves, how we show up in certain situations. It's being observed right now. But it's for him to give us something. To pass the torch, maybe? Because his hand isn't on the torch. Maybe it's a passing of the torch energy. Light bearer. Feels like light bearer energy. That's why we got to get our feminine and our internal feminine and our internal masculine aspects together. I don't know. Take it all as it resonates. I heard Reem say the light and the dark side of the high priestess, and I said, "Ooh, I want to go pull some cards," and that's what I did. Butternut squash soup is amazing too. I haven't tried that either. You're trying to drop meat right now, but it's awkward because you constantly crave it. I have a I don't know. I haven't part of me is like I haven't personally received that I should stop eating meat. Another part of me is like, well, maybe that's because you're resistant to the idea of not eating meat. But then another part of me is like, I'm not. If I got some good food, I can't cook it though. I can't like picking up raw meat in the store. Like it runs through me. It makes me sick. I'm like, oh. And then everyone's like, well, if you can't cook it, then you shouldn't eat it. I'm like, okay, well. Ancestors need to chill out. I've been really wanting some soup. The only meat you ever really crave is salmon or bacon. Ooh, bacon. See, bacon is that girl. Bacon is the one where you're like, you know what, I'm done. Like, I don't need this anymore. And then bacon's like, oh, you like really? And you're like, well, maybe not you, bacon. I'm done with everyone else but you. I'm just playing. All right, well, that's what I got. I hope you all have a good whatever whenever you see this. I hope you're acting in alignment to make all that you wish to. Energy Oracle cards. Okay, sure. Why not? I didn't even know I pulled this deck down. Let's get an Energy Oracle card. Let's get 3 Energy Oracle cards. I'm not going to read them. I'm just going to leave them with you. It's it's fine, Corey. You didn't eat meat either, but got pregnant and was told to eat it. So now you're 6 months postpartum, and you're being told to drop it again. Gotcha. Penelope is like, our bodies have wisdom. It's okay to trust it. I'm like, I don't want to. Like, I'm compromising with my body. My body's like, hey, maybe we should do this. And I'm like, hey, like, maybe I won't do that, but thank you for the suggestion. And my body's like, okay, well, I'm just going to make you miserable every time you eat this. And I'm like, fine. Do your worst. I'm just playing. No problem, Mimi. Hey, see, I told you, Corey's like putting in hours today. I was like, thank you so much. Oh, snap. 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael came out. Okay. With seventh chakra archangel Uriel at the bottom and the healer of the ages. And community? Those are our cards. Okay, work. I didn't even notice. Fourth chakra archangel Raphael with Uriel at the seventh chakra, the healer of the ages, and community. This is gorgeous energy. Gorgeous. All right. I hope you all have a good whatever you're saying. Whatever you're saying. What? Hold up. You compromise with your body too. I'm like, yeah. Some turkey meat on your nachos last week. Ooh. Corey speaks how your mind speaks to you, but you can't do it out loud. Love you too. So grateful and appreciative of everybody. I'm like, oh my gosh. Just getting emotional all over the place. It's fine. I hope you all have a good whenever you see this. I hope you're acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality, and wherever your path, your journey takes you, I hope you find the courage, the strength, the wisdom, the wise counsel, the helping hand, the ear, the shoulder to cry on, whatever you need. I hope you find it. And that's so weird because I feel like I heard like a huge gust of wind, but I'm pretty sure I didn't. Just like blow through, like, you know, one of those big ones that make a noise as they pass through an opening. I don't know. All right, I will catch you all probably tomorrow. Maybe not. I don't know. But what is tomorrow but another day, you know?